And welcome back to the Hoop Stop, everybody. Today we are going to be going over one of the biggest conspiracies in NBA history. If, or did, the Spurs cheat to win the 2014 finals? And how did this affect the rest of the league? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this. Let's jump right into it. Miami beat San Antonio in the previous finals with Ray Allen hitting his shot in devastating fashion. In the following finals, the Heat matched up against the Spurs again, and they were knotted up at 92-94 when 3:51 left in the fourth quarter. LeBron James left the game for leg cramps. He would never sub in again. LeBron James was dominating in Game 1 up to that point. He had 25 points on over 50% shooting and was holding his matchup, Kawhi Leonard, to only 3 points at the time. To this point in the game, LeBron had a net neutral plus-minus, meaning the game could have gone either way if he stayed in the game. But it's worth noting that the Spurs' late run involved Kawhi Leonard scoring 6 points. Kawhi Leonard most likely would have not scored if LeBron was in the game, and this could have affected the outcome. Since James was by far the best player on the court in that game and the whole series, it's safe to say that if LeBron plays, Miami would have won Game 1. But why did LeBron James cramp up in the first place? It was because the air conditioning system in San Antonio failed during the fourth quarter, which begs the question, did Coach Popovich or one of the people in the Spurs organization turn off the air conditioning to cramp up LeBron James and give the Spurs a chance to win in Game 1? LeBron James spoke on the abnormal temperature saying, "They're trying to smoke us out of here." Miami Heat superfan DJ Khaled spoke on the issue too, saying he knows for a fact that the Spurs turned off the air conditioning, and furthered his claims by saying that the Spurs practiced in high temperature conditions because they knew that the shutoff was going to happen. However, when Khaled was explaining his sources for this information, he reportedly said, "the streets." It's also worth noting that in that same year's playoffs, the Trailblazers reportedly found a rattlesnake in their locker room. Maurice Harkless is deathly afraid of rattlesnakes and had to call in arena security in order to remove it. It's kind of suspect since the same year that they reportedly cheated in the finals, they reportedly scared out the Trailblazers into losing that series. Scaring the opponent was a common tactic used by Celtics coach Red Auerbach, who would reportedly turn up the heat in the opposing team's locker room during the finals against the Lakers. Did Popovich or anyone from the Spurs organization learn from Auerbach? Miami would actually go on to win Game 2 under normal temperature conditions, but would lose the final 3 games of the series. Miami looked very defeated in these final 3 games, and the fans noticed that they were almost relieved of 4 straight finals appearances for it finally to be over. But you're wondering how the finals would actually change if Miami had actually won Game 1. Well, we know for a fact that they won Game 2 anyways, and we actually have a statistic here. Teams that win the first 2 games of final series end up winning the series 84% of the time. So it's safe to assume that Miami would have won the series if they would have won Game 1. Now you're probably wondering how the outcome of this finals could have affected the 2015 finals and 2016 finals. Well, in that offseason, Miami Heat traded 3 draft picks and Danny Granger, a salary filler, for Goran Dragic, who only made $7.5 million a year, which isn't that much. Pau Gasol and Trevor Ariza said they would have signed with the Heat if LeBron had stayed. And you also have to remember that Hassan Whiteside was a G League call-up that year, which would have given the Miami Heat a starting lineup going into the playoffs of Goran Dragic, Dwayne Wade, Trevor Ariza, LeBron James, and Pau Gasol, with Hassan Whiteside off the bench. Now, in my opinion, if this would have happened, the Heat would have definitely won the championship that year, as well as maybe even winning it the following year in 2016, meaning that Durant may never join the Warriors if they don't win a championship, or the Cavs never win a championship with LeBron. To summarize everything, LeBron James cramped up in Game 1 of the 2014 finals because the Spurs had deliberately turned off their air conditioning in order to cramp him up and give the Spurs a chance to win. The Miami Heat would have gone on to win this series, as well as have a super team going into the next 2 finals, which would have given them the chance to beat the Golden State Warriors and perhaps prevent Kevin Durant from joining them in the first place. That's going to do it for the video, everybody. Comment down below if you think the conspiracy actually happened or if it was a fake conspiracy. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another video like this. Catch you next time on The Hoop Stop.